if you've got enough light, I'm going to hold the microphone and have you read. Now, you were basing your work on the following painting, Good Shepard, one of the treasures of the Zimmerli, by Henry Ossawa Tanner, who was the first African-American painter accepted to the Philadelphia Academy in the 19th century, and who later became a major painter in France. He's one of only 2 American artists who are hung at the Louvre in Paris. The other American artist is Whistler. So, a very good choice. All right, I'm going to hold the microphone and you're going to read right into it.
Sacred Arch of the Angels. Over the hills and through the valleys and into the Ozark Mountains, there was lush green grass and acres of forest covering the land. The bluebirds chirped, the trees swayed in rhythm with one another, and the sun started to go to bed along with its golden glow. The full moon crept up from its slumber and lit up the dark night. Rain and thunder joined in. Somewhere in the middle there was a little cottage, with the walls made up of long, smooth wood logs, and the roof made up of straw. A little brick well was located to the left of the house, and the chimney piped with smoke. In the cozy cottage, there lived a Christian man named Sam and his lovely daughter, Sylvia. Pumpkin, I'm gonna go hunting tonight. Animals should be wandering around, trying to find shelter. That okay? Sam asked Sylvia. You go right ahead, Big Daddy. I'm gonna need some meat to make my stew, Sylvia said as she got her pot ready near the fireplace. Sam put on his hiking boots, army green camouflage suit, and proudly held his sniper. As he charged out the door and into the cold and weeping night, he was surrounded by the sounds of coyotes. Mysterious shadows crept around him as if they had a mind of their own. The trees swayed violently, trying to touch the moon. Sam walked for a mile or 2 and then got in shooting position in his favorite hunting place near the river. Unfortunately, it was somebody else's also. Bam! Sam groaned as a bullet pierced his stomach. He fell in the lush green grass, causing a few blades to be drenched in blood. He lay there with his eyes shut in pain and agony, and prayed to God. I have to survive. What will Sylvia do without me? She already lost her mother. I will not allow her to lose her father. With a stored determination, he took off his undershirt and tied it firmly around his wound. He took 2 large, sturdy twigs off the ground and used them as crutches. As he tried making his way back home, he remembered something his wife had said to him in a dream. Honey, she had said, there is something you need to know. When you are in great need of help, you will meet beneath the trees of the sacred arch of the angels. And with those last words, Sam's wife had disappeared out of his mind. Recalling this, Sam was so overwhelmed with hope, he ran like the wind towards the sacred arch of the angels, wherever it was. Snap, snap, thud. Sam fell into the wet mud with the broken twigs by his side and lay there motionless for a few seconds, using his back as a shield against the hard pounding rain and the thunderous lightning bolts. After resting a few minutes, he wiped the mud off his face and retied his undershirt over his bloody wound. He looked up and strained his eyes to see anything that looked like an arch made up of trees. He was about to lose hope when on the corner of his eye, he saw a glowing object underneath arched trees that swayed their branches, succeeding in blocking the moon. Lines twisted around the beautifully arched trees. The bark of the trees revealed engravings of forest animals, like squirrels, rabbits, deer, and elegant birds. All the way on top, there was an inscription so perfect, the writing read, Sacred Arch of the Angels. On both sides of the words, there was a picture of angels. Sam crawled and dragged himself to the shining object that stood behind the trees. He locked his eyes in hers. A shout of pain interrupted his thoughts and painfully went through his stomach. He shut his eyes in pain and screamed, Where should I go? I'm shot and I don't know what to do. Sam's wife stepped into view. Her shining wings shone so bright, the darkness of the night was like a pitiful black smear. Her crystal white gown dragged behind her like a wedding dress, but didn't even get the smallest stain. Her curly brown hair swayed gracefully behind her back, and her golden skin glinted. Go back home, Sam Bulcock. Our daughter does not want me. She wants you safe and sound. She will cure you. Trust me, you will make it. The angel summoned, and just like that, she disappeared. Sam turned around and followed his footsteps that had stained the wet mud. Halfway back home, he couldn't stand the pain. But Sylvia's face appeared in his head, and that's what made him continue his journey. All he did was think of Sylvia. Sylvia was the reason he arrived back home that night. Sylvia took a second glance at her dad's stomach and helped him to the couch. Then Sylvia rushed to get the medical kit. She went right to work. Sylvia, I'm sorry, Sam repeated, as Sylvia cleared the rest of his blood off his tongue. It's all right, Big Daddy, you're safe and sound now, and that's what counts. Pumpkin, I was just wondering, should I go hunting again? Yep, in about a week or so. I meant, like now, as in tonight, he said sheepishly. Sylvia turned around and looked right at her dad. She just gave him a stare, the type of stare your mother might give you when you have a sprained ankle and you ask her if you could go out and play baseball. I take that as an apple, Sam muttered to himself as he fell asleep. In about a week or so, Sam was able to hunt once again, but try as he might, he never saw the secret arch of the angels again.
I think she captured the mystery of this painting, the nocturnal ambience of the painting, the way the trees brush against the moon, struggle to touch the moon very successfully. This very mysterious nocturnal environment. What was it about this painting that you love so much?
I'm a fan of spooky books, so I saw the spookiness in the painting and I decided to read it.
Wonderful. Well, you really captured the spookiness. And not only that, did you notice the incredible voices? It's like Tennessee Williams. I mean, she really captured, and I mean that seriously. She has a tremendous ear for dialogue and for the voice, and regional voices, no less. So congratulations on wonderful work, and I think they want to.